Hey y'all, greetings. This is Sakina, and I am introducing myself. I am an artist and a connector. I serve as a connector, and I'm here to share resources, to cultivate healing experiences, and to be a container for transformation, love, and revolution. So, I am originally from Boston, and I have so much love for arts, for creativity, for cultural expression. And I had such a pleasure to grow up around all different types of cultures within Islam. I was around different, Middle Easterners, Indian, Pakistani, just a wide range of folks that really shaped who I am today. And I really give thanks for that experience and having that spiritual foundation of Islam. And, alhamdulillah. And so I started to get sick in 2016. So I'm just going to get into my healing journey and why I'm here, why I share resources, why I'm doing nature news. And just, I wanted to share a little bit more about myself so you understand where I'm coming from and why this is so important to me. So I'm going to just go through my journey and begin with my healing journey, which started in 2016 when I got sick. And so, yes, yes, yes. So in 2016, I went to a local doctor's office and I had some pain in my stomach. They were about to go on holiday, about to go on vacation, and I went and like a few hours before they closed, and he kind of like touched my stomach, felt for pain, and then he assumed that I had some type of stomach virus, and he sent me home with a stomach virus medication, and sent me on my merry way. And then fast forward to 2017. If you don't know, I'm an artist, I'm a musician, I love music. And at that time, I went to Boston to go collaborate with a friend of mine and make some music. And so I was living in DC and I went to Boston to go make music and to, spend time with my friend. So I went to her house. I was in pain and she was so gracious. He fed me, and I was just in so much pain. I could not stay with her. I had to call my mom, and my mom picked me up. She took me to her personal doctor's office, who I'm so grateful for that. Also was a naturopath doctor that utilized Western medicine, for testing and to see what's going on and open to different types of treatment. So, anyway, she did a bunch of tests on me. I went to a larger hospital and got some ultrasound or MRI. And the following day, I went to lunch with my mom. I'm still in pain. I'm still like not really myself. And the doctor called my mom while we were having lunch and said, take your daughter to the hospital, take your daughter to the emergency room right now. So I went to the emergency room. The pain was getting worse. Before that, actually, I had shared some of my symptoms with my mom, and she had put me on her crystal healing bed and took me to Dr. A, Dr. Ake Sikasa, and where she shared some healing vibrations with me at her space in Boston. And so I was in the hospital for 4 days. I had a infection. I had disease Basically, I was at risk for sepsis inside which is blood poisoning. And I appeared well, though I didn't have much energy. And I used to weigh a little bit more at the time, but I had actually lost like 12 to 15 pounds over the course. So I was super, super thin. And yeah, just after that experience, I went back to DC where I was so skinny and I needed a change in my life. My sister, she came to me and she was just like, I could have like not had a sister, and that's when they found like the cysts, and when I was in the hospital, they said I had several cysts. I also had a PID, and I share a little bit more about that experience on Substack. And so um, when I was going to the hospital, when I came back to DC, I was back and forth. I had my doctor. She was a Black woman. I was like, I'm doing this, I'm taking this vitamin or supplement, like anything else you can recommend for me. And she was like, okay, that sounds good, but I think you need to have this surgery. And if you have this surgery, there is a possibility, it might, it could cause infertility long term, and there is a risk for that. You would be bedridden for about a month, and then just kind of like boom, bam, boom, like you should get this surgery. Basically, was her suggestion, like regardless of what I was doing. Um, but yeah, so back to when my sister was just like, I could have like not had a sister, and you need to do something about this. So I basically, because I grew up, taking homeopathic medicine. I grew up eating organic foods, halal meats. Like, I was really well cared for in terms of the foods I ate and just really didn't get sick as I was growing up. But my own personal bad habits really brought the sickness up to a head, to cause me to have these issues that I needed to deal with in this moment. So I was going back and forth to the hospital, like, I don't know how many times, like 7 times, 8 times, like every single time I'm getting a ultrasound, which is so invasive for women, for somebody to be like in your personal space like that, a new stranger every time. And so they were just monitoring my cysts until I needed to have surgery, basically. And I decided to go in. I started to watch all the Queen Afua videos on YouTube. I got into Chef Aki's videos, Chef Ari's. I began to really listen to folks who were healing themselves. I came across a blog that talked about parasite cleansing and how it helped her with her personal healing journey. And I did a blood cleanse. I did a colon cleanse. I did a parasite cleanse. And this was for months at end. But after like a month or two, I went back to the hospital and I got a ultrasound, and they were just kind of like, we don't really see what's the need for you to have surgery anymore. It looks like your cyst collapsed. That was like the language they had for it, because they weren't really in the mindset of like, oh, this is something that can be healed. And so, after that experience, I really became charged with sharing all of this information that I learned, how to heal myself, because I know that so many women are dealing with cysts, fibroids, endometriosis, and a bunch of other things that people claim to be incurable, or even have really poor treatment when they are in pain in the hospital, and people like not taking their pain seriously. And so I started Green Goddess Radio because of that. And I wanted to kind of sprinkle in, I wanted to talk to folks in the community who are doing their big one, who are finding success in their own personal, like their own personal liberation through their creativity. And also, I wanted to share just little tidbits of what I've learned because, wow, to understand how to heal myself empowered me so much. And I was really upset for a while, just like the experience that I had, in that, these folks and this Black woman doctor really didn't know how to take care of me. And I had to learn how to take care of myself in order to heal, in order to listen to my body. So I had the radio show in DC, and then coming into Oakland more recently, I realized that it was a long form show, and I really wanted to have more accessibility to the information, just quick clips. And that's where the idea for Nature News came along. Just because the whole point is that this information needs to be accessible to women, to men, everybody, because it's not just Black women who are dealing with these issues. It's women of all races, but also people in general who are really struggling with their health and do not have an understanding of how to take care of themselves, because nobody has shared that information with them. So that's really the foundation of Nature News, is to provide resources and to be a space of encouraging self-sovereignty and ability to heal oneself, to have the wherewithal to really address whatever is happening in the body. And so just reflecting a little bit about this journey, you know, how everybody can heal themselves. I think that Western medicine, and just American thought process of healing, really makes folks dependent, and healing is not something that somebody gives to you. It's something that you give to yourself. It's something that you decide that is going to be your path, and that you have the access and the ability to experience good health, to feel energized, to have good digestion, to have easeful periods, and all of the above. So that is the message for Nature News, and just Green Goddess in general, is that all can be healed. So just a little sprinkle of my own personal journey. Like I said, you're welcome to listen more on, or read more rather, on Substack, where you can read about my journey and just what that was like. But yeah, thank you for listening. Sending you love today. And yes, peace, 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 peace.